Everyone's talking about it, and everything from movies to news to stocks seems to be trending around one thing these days: AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. So what exactly is it? How did it get here? What are some of its many applications? What are some of the concerns? And where is it going? This is a complete guide to AI in 6 minutes. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the history of AI. The idea of building a thinking machine goes back to ancient times with the Greek myth of Talos, a giant bronze automaton who protected the island of Crete. In the Middle Ages, scientists like Roger Bacon and Albertus Magnus wrote about the possibility of creating an artificial intelligence. And in the 17th century, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz speculated whether machines could think. Fast forward to the 20th century and we start seeing some serious progress. Alan Turing, a British mathematician, is considered the father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. In his 1950 paper, Computing Machinery and Intelligence, he proposed the now famous Turing test as a way to determine whether a machine could think. He basically said that if you engage in natural language conversation with a machine and it's indistinguishable from a human, then it's intelligent enough. With the dawn of the computer age, we saw the birth of the first AI programs. In 1956, the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on artificial intelligence brought together some of the brightest minds in the field to discuss the possibilities of this new technology. The term AI was coined by John McCarthy, a professor of computer science at Stanford University. But the early days of AI were marked by both excitement and disappointment. As the field progressed, people realized that some tasks that seemed simple for humans were incredibly difficult for machines to perform. For example, playing chess or understanding natural language. Despite these setbacks, researchers continued to push the boundaries of what was possible. In the 1980s and 90s, we saw the rise of expert systems, which were programs that could mimic the decision-making process of a human expert in a particular domain. These systems were typically rule-based, meaning that they followed a set of pre-programmed rules to make decisions. While they weren't truly intelligent, they were able to demonstrate impressive problem-solving abilities in specific areas such as medicine and finance, but there was still something missing. It wasn't until we had deep learning that things started getting interesting. Deep learning is a type of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks with multiple layers to extract features and learn complex patterns from data. With this technology, machines can now do things that were previously thought to require human intelligence, such as recognizing faces in photographs or understanding natural language. But how does it work? Well, put simply, AI mimics the way the human brain works by using artificial neurons to process and learn from data. These artificial neurons are organized into layers, and each layer can perform more complex functions than the previous one. The first layer might, for example, identify edges and simple shapes in an image, while the next layer might identify more complex features such as noses or mouths. By feeding these networks vast amounts of data, it can learn to perform highly sophisticated tasks, such as natural language processing, image recognition, and even playing games. The most popular algorithms include decision trees, support vector machines, recurrent neural networks, and convolutional neural networks.
Decision trees are basically a series of questions that a machine asks to narrow down a set of possible solutions.
Support vector machines are used for classification tasks, such as categorizing emails as spam or not spam. Recurrent neural networks are good at processing sequential data, such as text or speech, while convolutional neural networks excel at image recognition. So what are some examples of AI in action today? Well, almost all of us have used voice assistants like Siri or Alexa, which use natural language processing to understand our requests and perform tasks, such as setting an alarm or playing music. AI is also used in self-driving cars to process visual input and make decisions such as when to brake or change lanes. In healthcare, AI algorithms can analyze patient data to assist doctors in diagnosing diseases such as cancer more accurately and quickly. And in finance, AI is used to detect fraudulent transactions and assess credit risk. Social media platforms use AI to recommend content and products to users based on their interests and behavior. AI is also used in robotics to control the movement and behavior of robots. And in manufacturing, AI-powered machines can perform repetitive tasks with greater accuracy and efficiency than humans. The possibilities are really endless. However, as with any powerful technology, there are potential risks. One of the most common concerns is that AI will eventually replace humans in the workplace. There are already examples of AI-powered systems that can perform certain tasks better or more efficiently than humans. And as AI continues to develop, it's likely that these systems will become even more sophisticated and capable. Another concern is that AI systems could potentially be used for malicious purposes, such as creating realistic fake news or propaganda. AI-powered social media bots can spread misinformation quickly and effectively, making it more difficult for people to distinguish between what's real and what's fake. Additionally, AI systems could be used to automate cyber attacks, making them more frequent and more difficult to defend against. And lastly, there is a fear that AI will eventually become smarter than humans and pose a threat to our existence. This is a more futuristic concern, but it's one that's been explored in science fiction movies such as The Terminator and The Matrix. Some experts believe that if AI becomes too powerful, it could eventually surpass human intelligence and become uncontrollable. Now, how can we prevent these negative outcomes? Well, one approach is to develop AI systems that are more transparent and explainable. If we can better understand how AI systems work, we can better identify and mitigate potential biases or errors. Another approach is to develop AI systems that are more robust and secure. This would help prevent malicious actors from exploiting vulnerabilities in AI systems to cause harm. And finally, we need to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared widely. AI has the potential to improve our lives in many ways, but it's important that everyone has access to these benefits, regardless of their background or circumstances. So what does the future hold for AI? Well, it's difficult to say for sure. But it's clear that AI is already having a profound impact on our world, and that impact is only going to grow in the future. As AI systems become more sophisticated and capable, they'll be able to perform tasks that were previously thought to require human intelligence. This could lead to new opportunities and advancements in fields such as healthcare, transportation, and energy. However, it's also important to be aware of the potential risks of AI and take steps to mitigate them. By working together, we can ensure that AI is used for good and that its benefits are shared by everyone.